What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for jumping into another video. It is Saturday, May 3rd, and I am just rolling around taking care of some honey-do list items. Had my son's football game this morning, deliver a refrigerator that I got to pick up at Costco. Go Costco. I just wanted to jump on here for a couple minutes and share a couple things with you. I've been listening to a lot of different media sources, some online YouTubers, some of the things that they're sharing and talking about. And listen, I mean, obviously, you know, because I've got a YouTube channel, I'm able to get on here and share some opinions with you, and I get to share my opinion with you. And listen, my opinion is not to offend anybody. I'm not really trying to take any one political side over the other. But I can tell you that, you know, I feel like our government is just a total disaster. It's not about Democrat or Republican or liberal or alien. It doesn't really matter to me. I felt like for a long time, as I'm growing up and maturing, I won't say getting older, but maturing, that, you know, as you see administration after administration, just sort of like the nonsense that goes on. And it's hard because, you know, I think about what is the world going to look like for my kids, right? My youngest is 13, my oldest is 30. You know, my oldest is married. My second oldest is in his junior year in college, and my next one is graduating high school, and then my youngest, obviously, you know, just coming through middle school. But, you know, the thing is, I've heard a lot this weekend about how the stock market is being affected totally by the economy and totally by, you know, the president's actions and all of what's going on. And yeah, I mean, it's true. Listen, the decisions that the administration makes does affect the stock market, because the stock market reacts to everything that President Trump tweets, or it reacts to everything that, you know, comes out in the news, whether it's manufactured or not, or whether it's real news or not, you know, between CNN and Fox News and NBC, and everybody has an opinion, right? Everybody's sharing their own take on what's happening with the news. This whole China thing, guys, is totally just flat out screwing up everything that's going on with the stock market, with the economy right now. But is it real? Is it real, guys? This whole trade war thing that's going on, you know, I do understand that it's causing a lot of stress and anxiety, you know, in our market, in our economy, in our daily lives. But, you know, the way I always look at it is, when I get promoted or transferred into a new job, okay, so I get sent to a different job. No matter who left the job, whether they did an awesome job prior to me getting there, or they did a horrible job prior to me getting there, I've got my own way. I've got things I'm going to look at and say, like, why the heck did we do that, or why are we doing that? And I'm going to make changes. I'm going to pick it up, flip it over, shake it out, get rid of all the cobwebs, and wherever, you know, I feel like I need to change, and I'm going to improve what I believe needs to be improved. And not everybody may agree with that. Everybody may have an opinion that that's wrong, right, and different, okay? So every administration's going to come in at the White House, and they're going to make changes. They're going to obviously change the whole cabinet. They're going to change all the people responsible, and they're going to put their own people in, and they're going to, you know, assign responsibilities, and they're going to do what they think is right. Whether we agree with that stuff or not, it doesn't matter, guys. We're not going to change it, okay? The people, we the people, voted. Whether we voted for President Trump or not, we the people voted. You know, the majority ruled that they wanted President Trump in office. And President Trump is doing things, making changes based on what he feels needs to happen. The guy's a businessman. He's not a politician, okay? He's a guy who's gone in and taken many companies that were in disarray and broken and turned them around and made them profitable. He's looking at the United States like a broken business. And as far as what I see, and again, my opinion, so please don't be offended by me sharing this with you guys, but what I see is that the way we were spending money post-COVID, the way we're coming out of this, you know, economy crisis post-COVID, you know, I mean, to have people that were receiving Social Security checks that were almost 300 years old, you know, older than the United States of America itself, yeah, there's something wrong with that, guys. there's fraud involved in that, okay? And people were receiving checks and not reporting back, hey, I'm not supposed to receive this check. We had contracts that were signed that were supposed to be 3 months long that 10 years later, we're still in those contracts. So I feel like there's a lot of fat that needed to be cut, and that's exactly what Trump and the administration are doing. And whether we like it or not, we're going to have to go through these growing pains, and we're going to have to accept, hey, that here's what's happening. Here are the changes that are needed to be made. And that's what's going on right now, okay? But to like flat out, like some YouTubers are coming out flat out saying like, oh my gosh, every time President Trump makes a change or does something different than what President Biden did, the prior administration, it's killing the economy, it's killing the stock market, okay? Do you guys see the jobs report that just came out? Okay, in the jobs report, the estimate was that in April, that the economy would add 133,000 jobs to the economy. That was what the estimate was, okay? Their target goal for a good economy report, for jobs report, was 133,000 jobs. Okay, the report came out that the economy added 177,000 jobs. I don't think I'm looking at that as a bad thing, guys. You know, you're talking almost 40,000 more people are employed because of what's happening with the economy. Okay, and whether Trump takes credit for it or not doesn't really matter. The point is that our economy is getting better. And it's an economy that I live in, and I want to see my taxes reduced, and I want to know that when I go to work every day, the money that I earn working hard is taxed appropriately, and that the money that I do pay in taxes is going towards the right things that are helping our economy, helping the United States, helping my state, my city, whatever, okay? And not going to pay for all kinds of funky, I'm not going to mention what they are because you guys know what they are, but all these funky programs in other countries. Why am I paying for medical services in different countries when I have people in the United States that need medical services and they're homeless on the street, our veterans that need more help, okay? And all the news I've been seeing in the Wall Street Journal and Newsweek and all this stuff that's been coming out, the president's cabinet and President Trump, they're slashing this program. Are we really? Because if you go talk to a lot of those program administrators, they're saying, yeah, we've got a lot of spending that's not in the right place, and we're now having to look to focus our spending in the right places, and it's actually better. Okay? What happens in the stock market, guys, when a stock starts to get really high and then the stock starts to turn around and go the other direction? What do we call that, guys? We call it a correction. We call it a retest. Okay? The economy is in a correction. We are correcting bad behaviors, bad spending. We're correcting not President Biden bad behaviors, although some of it is, many presidents bad behaviors, bad spendings. Okay? So I just get kind of frustrated when I hear all these news reports talking about how, the economy is going to crash, the stock market is going to crash. I think I shared with you in one of my last couple of videos, Tom Lee said, expect the stock market to crash 80%. Okay. Even in 2008, with one of the worst financial crises we had with the stock market crash, it didn't drop 80%. Even with COVID, it didn't drop 80%, okay? Tom Lee, you listening to me, bro? It didn't drop 80%. Will it drop? Will it retest? I think it is. I think it will. That's why I keep telling you guys, if you're a day trader, you're in it for the day, guys. If you have long-term investments and you're in them for long-term, you're not in them for the year. You're in them for 3, 5, 10, 15 years, whatever, towards your retirement, guys. Plan for your future retirement. That's what I'm doing. And guess what? Every time the stock market dips, every time it crashes and it drops, I'm buying more. Okay? Whatever I can afford, whatever money I can put into the stock market at that time, at that dip, I'm going to buy more. Maybe it's 1 share. Maybe it's 5 shares. Maybe it's 100 shares. I don't know. But I'm going to buy more. So anyway, guys, I just was like kind of feeling like, wow, what's going on in the market? What's going on in the world right now that like everybody has to just be so petty? It's like, why can't we just all get along, right? Why can't we all just get along? Why can't we just all unanimously come together and say, we want to live in an economy that's best for everybody. We want to live in the United States that's strong, that has a strong military, that has a strong presence, that's not made fun of by other governments, it's not made fun of by other countries, is not looked at as if we're weak. Yeah, do I think that they turn on the news and they look and see what's in the news and they see all the craziness and things going on out of the White House and the fights between the Democrats and Republicans and all that, and they go like, oh my gosh, America is so stupid. I do feel like that. I feel like countries do say that. But I don't want them to. I want to know that this country that I love, the red, white, and blue, are strong and are going to continue to grow. And that I can have a secure future for myself, my wife, my retirement, and that I know my kids are going to have a strong future too. And you and your families can have a strong future too. Anyway, this has nothing to do with stocks that are the best to trade. Just a quick update on what's going on in the news. I wanted to get that out. I get so frustrated when I watch some of these YouTubers that basically want to give their Democratic or Republican opinion. It doesn't matter about that, guys. It doesn't. It shouldn't matter about that. Let's turn this country around so that we can be profitable and stronger. Okay? And that's really all I care about. There's some good stuff they're talking about. I would love to see the taxes come down. I would love to see people that make less than $200,000 a year, less than $100,000, less than $50,000 a year, put more money in their bank accounts, more money in their pockets, more money into their kids and their education and the clothing they get to wear, school supplies, things like that are really important. I want to see us have those opportunities, guys. Anyway, catch my next video tomorrow, Sunday. I'm going to make another one. I'm going to talk about some of these day trade stocks that I'm going to be looking at Monday morning. I spent a lot of time last night kind of going through what the earnings are for this week. I'll throw it up on the screen here again so you can see all the big plays that are coming up on earnings starting Monday through Friday. There's a lot of really good stocks on there, some good companies that I really didn't know about myself that I just started taking a look at, doing some 30-day averages, kind of understanding the market on them, and figuring out what's good, what potentially could be good day trade stocks. As I share with you guys, I don't trade anything unless I look at the history. I see a positive trend of flowing up and down. The way the market's been right now with Twitter and everything with the administration, trade war, tariffs, all that, it is very volatile. So it's really kind of a tough market to be successful, super successful as a day trade, but you can still make money, guys. You got to understand the candlesticks. You got to understand when to get in and when to get in, and don't still overstay your welcome, and when to get out. And you can make money. It may not be fat money like we've been making, or excuse me, like my kids tell me, fire. Fat dates me a little bit, PHAT. But anyway, guys, listen, we can make money. We can continue to do this. I want to make money. I want you guys to make money. That's why I made this channel. I want to be able to share with you guys some really good stocks that are good for day trading. And I'm going to talk every time I do videos about longer term trades, longer term holds. Palantir on fire right now. Nvidia, which people are saying like, oh, be careful with Nvidia. Yeah, be careful with Nvidia. Okay. But I'm in Nvidia at a lower price and it's up. All right. I think by $7, $8, $10 per share. And that's good. And if it goes up more, great. If it comes back down or goes below where I'm at, okay. Then it's a longer term hold. But Nvidia is not going anywhere, guys. Anyway, enough about that, guys. Thanks for jumping in. Listen, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and please throw me some comments. Talk to me, guys. Tell me what you think. Am I like so out of control and off the grid about what I'm talking about? Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Is there another way I should be looking at things? I'm totally open to that. I want to hear about them. The other thing I would say to you guys is, if you haven't opened a Webull brokerage account, I use Webull every day. It is my, my basically day trade account. I use E-Trade, I use Robinhood, but I love Webull. It's so far, for me, it's been the easiest one to use. And if you haven't opened a Webull account, you want to, and you want to earn up to 20 free fractional shares, then go in my description. There's a link down in there, and you guys click on it, and you go open an account, and you can get up to 20 free fractional shares. So jump in, open that account, guys. Get that free money. Let's get rich together, guys. Josh out. Peace.